Hi, I'm Trooper Smacka.
Hi, I'm Trooper Wellman,
Please stay tuned for a behind-the-scenes look at being a state trooper.
and together we can make a difference.
Here we are live at 360 Vegas Studios with another edition of Trooper Talk. Remember to wear proper safety gear. So, as we can look here, the motorcycle is clearly blue so you can see it. Like he's wearing something so that a person can see, you know? And
So his uniform, that silver pieces, those are actually reflectors. So if it was dark or someone's headlights were to reflect off him, you would see him because it would reflect off him because that uniform is made specifically for that. And the reason the whole shirt is not a reflector or bright neon yellow or something like that, I believe Henderson wears neon yellow, it's for visibility, but we also want to find a happy medium in our agency because of officer safety. If we're walking up on a vehicle, you know, we practice certain patrol procedures when we're walking up on a vehicle to not give away our position, especially at nighttime. We put our spotlights on the car specific ways to almost so that when we come up, it's not to startle you, but it's just so we can kind of get the position of advantage to see what's inside the car before we approach. Or if somebody was sitting there with a firearm, God forbid, you know, we could see that before we get there. So sometimes with the reflector uniforms, we want to do a happy medium so that way it doesn't give away our position too much, like our, you know, it's for tactical reasons. But if we're out there directing traffic or anything like that, we always have our yellow vests on with our reflectors so that people can see us, and the same thing for their shirts.
What is the deal with this?
Okay, so obviously every year, for the most part, especially when our boys are in the playoffs, we always put their logo on our hoods. Sergeant Baradchik was the one who started that, and then slowly some other agencies have now have incorporated that as well on their patrol vehicles, because it's a great way to connect with our community members as well as to show our support for the team, right? Like we're all one, we're rooting for them. We want this Stanley Cup. But also, it's just a great way to get out there, and we pull the cars up in front of T-Mobile Arena, like the Toshiba Plaza, and it's a great opportunity for people to come up and take pictures with our cars, talk with us. You know, we can talk about the game, the players, we can high five. Like, we're all in this together, and we all have the same vision of we just want our guys to win.
I can't even possibly fathom. You know, you go to, like, you know, the store and they have, like, you know, they show you like how much fat it is, and they go, this is 15 pounds, and you know it's like jelly or something. You're like, oh my goodness, you know. And you look at it and you're like, this is so scary and all this, right? I can't even possibly fathom. I think the U-Haul truck that you guys pulled
with
over
the
or
marijuana,
something, right? It was like hundreds of pounds,
state record,
right? Like 80 pounds of meth?
That's insane.
So I wanted to give a shout out to them. You know, we love North Las Vegas. You know, they do so much and stuff like that. You know, to the dog and the whole thing. But there's suitcases full of this stuff.
You know what? Just going back to Captain Munoz, all I think when I see this is that is all poison that didn't make it to our community, and that is such a win. Could you imagine all of that in our communities?
No, I don't. I see people on that show that I watch, you know, on the TV and stuff like this, and you know, we see some people in the shopping center that have obviously had too much of maybe these type of activities. Does that like, I don't even, like, just seeing that person scares me. Like, I would never want to think in my life.
Yeah, and think about how many calls for service this stuff generates too, from medical episodes to, you know, combative individuals to we got to go trespassing from businesses, domestics in the family home, like just all of the above. Nothing good comes from these poisons, and that's why it's so important to get it out of our communities. And then obviously the obvious that's beyond tragic is if it gets in the hands of our children or even our pets. You know, like, I mean, it's fatal consequences. And, you know, if you're an adult, I mean, it's one thing, right? You're entitled to your own choices. Granted, this is illegal, but a child, they're innocent, and they don't even know what that is. So how dare you put that in there?
Trooper Wellman, thanks again. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. All right, see you later.